YouTube, welcome back to the channel. This is our first mental fitness video. So if you're trying to find motivation to start exercising, you made the choice, you're ready to start kicking ass, watch this video. I go through a lot of different topics and things to discuss, and things to consider when really starting an exercise program. So let's just get into the video. When we work out, we fall into two types of categories: people who are working out for internal motivations or people who are working out for external motivations. And so some of the benefits that you can get when you're working out towards those external benefits are you reduce the risk of disease. So say you might have a family history of heart disease, or there's overweight, you're trying to lose weight, maybe you're trying to just enhance your fitness. Maybe you have a wedding coming up or a vacation that you're trying to look good for, or maybe you're just trying to reduce your clothing size. So you're working out externally towards a goal. Now, some of the intrinsic benefits are, it just feels good to you. You exercise because it makes you feel like a better person, right? You enjoy doing exercise because this is something that has now become your lifestyle, and it provides you a sense of mastery, and it provides you a sense of accomplishment. So I feel like it's hard to get to that intrinsic motivation, so you always need those extra little pushes from somewhere. So do you need to be one or the other? No, you need to find a happy medium of both. A little further into this. So when you're working out for external reasons, you're doing it because you have to, or you should, you're doing it out of maybe shame and guilt. You're doing it in expecting, you're doing stuff the same way and expecting different results. And isn't that like what they say is the definition of insanity? So it's hard to get from working out for those external because I have to, those thoughts, into because I want to. And now this is one of the biggest challenges for me as a personal trainer when I deal with clients is most of the time they don't want to exercise. The reason they called me up or the reason they hired me is because I have to motivate them. So how I do that is, a whole plethora of exercises, whether we do yoga, we do boxing, we do Pilates, we do all these things. That way you're giving yourself, opportunities to find something you like. Not everybody likes to run on a treadmill. Not everybody likes to do strength bicep curls, well, maybe everybody does, but I don't know. But the thing is, you want to find something that you like and something that you're going to be able to stick with, because you want to get to the point where I don't feel good when I don't exercise. That's one of your main goals, is that how you feel. Maybe you're yelling at people in traffic, you're going through, you're just not having a good day, and so that kind of brings me to the next point of whenever you get to that point, it's part of your life, right? So when it's part of your life, you make time for things. And I think that that's important whenever you're just starting out in an exercise program, is that you make the time, you dedicate the time for it, because like I said, behavior change is the hardest thing you can possibly do. And if you don't have a support circle and you're not committed, it's not going to go well, right? Really get into the meat of the video here. So the first topic we're going to go through is vision. So vision, you got to visualize yourself, right? You got to start planning goals. That's the main thing. What goals are you going to attain? And vision is here to help you with that. So let's see how we can use this. So we're expunging the extrinsic motivation, right? So how are we going to do that? We're going to avoid the information in the products that allow you to compare yourself to others. Now this might be all the people you see on Instagram. I could maybe avoid it, avoid social media, because then you're just comparing yourself to others. And that's one of the worst things you can possibly do, because you want to visualize the exerciser or the person you want to be. And who is that? Can you do this, right? Well, one, we can create a movement mission. That is the first thing. We can create a movement mission, and it goes like something like, why do you want to exercise? We just talked about, maybe it's the health benefits, maybe it's you want to find a date, you want to finally get on vacation and look healthy. Why do you want to exercise? And then it brings up to, what is your driving force, right? You need that driving force, that extrinsic motivation that's going to push you and get you really up and going. And the things you got to be aware of are what barriers are going to prevent you to accomplish those goals, right? It might be financially, it might be lack of equipment, no gym. What barriers are going to come up that is going to prevent you to accomplish your goals? And these are the things you have to write down because you want to observe your activity patterns. If you're not walking right now, you're sedentary, maybe a 5-minute walk. That is a movement mission. That is more than you have ever done. And that's what we want to do. That's the start. That is the beginning of your activity, your movement mission. And the best way to do it is to keep a journal. Maybe Monday, I'm going to walk. Wednesday, I'm going to walk 5 minutes. Tuesday, I'm going to walk, 20 minutes. Just keep a journal. And see where that takes you, because if you have something written down, you're more likely to stick with it. And that's what kind of brings me to the next. History is probably my favorite part of this whole thing, because you're learning and developing new skills that are going to take you for your whole life, right? Whether it be when you start working out, you're doing stability training. Now your balance is a little bit better. Your body's getting adapted to it. You start eating healthier. Guess what? You're building those little skills that compound into a lifestyle change. And so we'll talk a little further into it with this next slide. Base success on your own criteria and terms, right? So when you think about that, don't compare yourself to others. Joe Schmo might be losing weight and you're not. How is he losing all this weight and I'm not? We're doing the same program. Well, who cares? There's so many other genetic, other variables that are in play right there, that comparing yourself to others is only going to give you that negative self-doubt, that negative self-efficacy. And this is mental fitness, right? We want to get ourselves where we want to be stronger than that, so don't compare yourself to others, and then focus on a specific goal or behavior. I can make a whole video about this, to be honest, but I probably will. But the thing is when you're focusing on a specific goal or behavior, you're focused, right? Your vision is you're trying to attack one specific thing. Now, I used to, earlier in my career, I used to give people, a meal plan, an exercise plan, a cardio plan, a yoga, here, take all this stuff. And they're looking at me like, well, what the hell is this? It was too much. It's sensory overload. And when you're trying to get people to change into behavior change, you got to start with one specific goal or behavior. So if you're trying to eat healthier, maybe you start by, buying salads. You don't want to make your own salads? Well, go buy the bag salads. You don't want to, you want to start exercising, you don't know where? Well, you can go and look at the video where how you start and get a gym for under $100. There's a video that is a really good video, because you're getting bands, you're getting all this stuff. It keeps you in your house, right? So there's all these different things. Start with one specific goal, start with one specific behavior, attack that, and learn the skills that you can use for the other behaviors, right? So with mastery, we're trying to learn skills that are going to help compound our other ones. So when we think about that, you got to track your progress. So if you don't track your progress, you're not going to know what the hell you're even doing, right? So start a journal, start some type of, something. And once you get a journal, you can write down, all right, Monday I had a salad, Tuesday I started exercising, and it's those small steps that lead to a big change. So learn the new skills as part of your progress, and base the success on your own criteria in your own terms. And then once you get to that point, you get to what we call the flow state. So you've probably heard this, oh, I'm in the flow, you got it. That feeling when you're in the zone, nobody can touch you, nobody can get you, you're totally absorbed and connected with that activity. And in order to get to that point, you need to have the right balance, right? So you could be kicking ass in your program, you could be doing everything right, but if you don't have something that's going to counteract that, you're going to just combust, right? You're just going to have all that energy, and then it's just all going to fizzle out. So you need to find the right balance, and that could be going to concerts, that can be going out to social events, doing different things. Not restricting yourself, but finding the right balance of exercise, lifestyle, your journey. It all coincides together, and honestly, it brings me to the next point, where your energy, right? Where are you going to find it, right? Describes the connection of your movements and your physical activity with your other life needs. Now, this is, You know, whether you're working out because you're get mentally strong, or you're working out because now you have more social presence. Now, you know, you feel better about yourself. You're going to a parties whereas you weren't going before, or maybe you're going to, you know, the bar. You know, you're trying to finally meet somebody, or you're trying to get into a relationship, and now that you've exercised, you have the self-confidence, the self-efficacy. Maybe it's a spiritual thing. You know, you're trying to really, you know, find yourself. You know, and that's the best thing you could possibly do, because once you find yourself, I always say, if you can't love yourself, you can't love anyone else, right? So if you're exercising, you're decreasing your stress, you're decreasing your anxiety, you feel better about yourself, and that's just that energy you need to find, you know, and just keep kicking ass. So let me know what you think. I could literally sit here and talk about this stuff all day long. If you found any value in the content, make sure to like the video, and I'll see you on the next one.